Good evening, my friends. Hello, how are we doing this week? I am excited to be here. It is so hot outside. The summer is hitting us hard this week, but I can't complain because it wasn't all that long ago we were complaining about the cold. So let's enjoy the summer months, I suppose. Tonight we are going to be doing some summer nails. I'm not sure how I feel about these, to be honest. Maybe you guys can gas me up a little bit because these didn't turn out quite how I imagined, but I'm kind of liking them the longer I look at them. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I wanted to do some nail art, but specifically with only using dip powder. I saw another creator who, when I post the replay, I will tag her. I saw her for some inspiration and saw these. I really wanted to try them, so this is what we did. So the only thing that I'm really questioning is I kind of wish that I didn't do the sparkly background. I thought I would like the sparkles in the background, but I'm not sure I do. In any case, this is what we're doing tonight. So you guys can learn how we did it, adapt it, maybe do a different color combination, but it's going to be good. It's actually pretty easy to do as well. So I'd say this is like a maybe not beginner friendly nail art, but definitely like on the easier side of things. So hello, Casey. It is good to see you. I'm so excited to see my friends this evening. Another thing I will mention is tonight, because I've been promising for months that I would review the Nail Boo Dip Liquid System. I finally cracked the box. I tried them with this manicure tonight, and I'm going to be using them for the live so you guys can kind of get an overview. I'm going to be honest, I don't hate them. I'm concerned with the odor more than anything else, but we'll see how these wear. I'm not going to post a review, obviously, until after I've worn them for the next week or so, but as far as application goes, it wasn't as bad as I anticipated. It's just the odor that I had a little bit of an issue with. So, but yeah, we're going to be going through the Nail Boo Dip Liquid System tonight, so you guys can see them here. Thank you, Allie. Christine, thank you for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Hello, Kristen. I'm hoping we can keep you entertained while you're at work today. Hopefully you're not working too hard. So friends, like I said, we're going to be trying the Nail Boo system. You guys have requested this dip liquid review. I have not gotten around to it, but I finally did. So I did shoot an actual review I will post next week once I kind of have an idea of how much I like the wear of these. But yeah, like I said, the application wasn't the worst. It was more the odor that was kind of throwing me off a little bit with these, and probably why I wouldn't be putting these on my favorites list, but not the worst. But anyways, I'm going to be walking you guys through my thoughts on these tonight. And then, like I said, this is the look that we're going to be going for. Pretty easy, maybe not super duper beginner friendly, but definitely if you're like, hey, I've been doing dip nails for a while, I really want to try some nail art, and abstract nails are super popular right now. I say this is fairly easier to do, so we'll be doing that. Yeah, Allie, that's kind of my thing, is I think the odor is my main concern with them. So, Kristen, well, it sounds like we need some entertainment while you're doing inventory, because that doesn't sound super fun to do alone. So we'll do your inventory together. All right, friends, let's get into it. So colors that I'm using tonight. So I'm using Bubbly by Rebel Nail as my base, which is the sparkle. Again, if I'm being totally honest, I'm not sure that I love the sparkle background as much as I wanted to, but this look could easily be adapted with a different base color. So if you're like, hey, I like this look, don't love the sparkles, totally, you can switch it out. But maybe it'll grow on me. We'll see. Maybe when I get out in the sun and I get the shimmer, maybe I'll feel different. But yeah, so we're using Bubbly, and then we're also going to be using Ola and Free by Rebel Nail. Unfortunately, I do believe Free is retired, which is super sad because it's one of my favorite colors. But yeah, any sort of like coral, like lighter to darker coral will work for this look. You can also, again, use any colors that you really want. So we're going to be going through the application technique. So let's dive in. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the base of Bubbly. I'm going to do my apex up to the third dip, which is the 3/4 dip. I'm going to activate, I'm going to buff so that they're smooth, and then we're going to do the abstract. Again, guys, this look is not super duper hard, so I recommend it if you're looking to do a little nail art and you want to get in on all this abstract nail that is happening. Here we go. All right, so I've already prepped my nails. I've got my nail tips on. I'm going to be using Bubbly. And again, walking through the Nail Boo dip liquid system. Please ignore my ugly blister. I was raking and it is healing, but it is gross looking, and I apologize that I have to subject you guys to that tonight. So, all right, let's dive in. So I've got my nails fully prepped. Tips are on. We're going to start with our base coat, and just as always, we're going to do a full dip for our first dip. So we're going to start that brush in the middle of the nail, and we are going to push back as close to the skin as possible without touching, pull forward, and then swoop the sides. This technique is very important for making sure that you do not flood that cuticle area and that you don't get anything on the skin. And then once we've got that on, we are going to apply Bubbly. Now, the one thing I will say about Bubbly is that it is a super duper easy color to apply. So as far as testing these liquids, they couldn't have had it any easier than with this liquid in particular, or this powder in particular. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna get through our first full dips. Again, starting that brush at the middle of the nail, pushing back, pulling forward, swooping the sides. I agree, Chris, and Bubbly is absolutely one of my favorites, which is why I was like, okay, I'm gonna lean in. This is what I'm gonna do tonight. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, again, I think I might feel different. The thing with Bubbly is that it has a little bit of a pink tinge, even though it's sheer. So I feel like maybe it's the pink tinge that's throwing me off a little bit with the coral. I don't know. But sometimes I do my nails and then I get out in natural light and I'm like, oh my God, I actually love these. So I'm hoping that's the case with these. Ah, Courtney, there you are, my friend. I'm so excited to see you. Yeah, Bubbly is a great palette cleanser for sure, because it's just like, it's not boring because it's got the little shimmer in it, but it's not super crazy for when you want something that is a little more muted, you know? Also really good, it is wedding season, I know, so if you're looking for some kind of wedding nail, whether as a guest, bridesmaid, or maybe you're the bride, Bubbly is a fantastic color for just something super neutral that adds a little bit of a pop as well. All right. I know, Courtney, it's been so sad, and I've been so terrible at answering my Instagram messages lately. I have been like, I don't know about you guys, but the summer months have been insane. It's just so busy. My husband and I are just working really hard to do a bunch of outdoor projects, so it's just been eating up a lot of our time and amongst work, so I have not had as much nail time as I would like. But the Bubbly Dip Powder is from Rebel Nail. Well, hello, user 265. It's good to see you and welcome. We love adding new dip friends to our dip friend club, so we are very happy to have you here this evening. Courtney, thank you for hitting that like button, and Stina, thank you for hitting the follow button. I so appreciate that. Oh, Mama Squishy, I'm so sorry to hear that. I do love most of Rebel's powders. It's their liquids that I'm not the biggest fan of. But, Caitlin, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, friends, so now that we have our first full dip done, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab my toothbrush, and I'm going to wipe off all that excess powder. Now, the reason that I like the toothbrush is the stiffer bristles. I find it does a really good job of getting into all the crevices and getting all that excess powder off, which is very, very helpful for avoiding contaminating your brushes. So now that we have those brushed, we're going to go in with our second layer. So for the second layer, we're going to build up an apex. The reason we build up an apex is to add strength to the nail and help our manicure last a little bit longer. So for this dip, we're going to go halfway up the nail. I'm also going to cap the edges. Capping the edges, I find, helps avoid any issues with chipping. So I do this on the second and third dip. Yay, Autumn, it is good to see you back again. That's great. Courtney, I've decided that like the summertime with gardening and stuff, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to rock tips for the summer. It is what it is. And then when I'm a little less harsh on my nails, we'll try to grow them back out again. Also, Courtney, thank you for the rose. I so appreciate that. What are my favorite liquids? So just so you know, because you said you were new here, I do have an entire playlist of dip liquid reviews over on my TikTok, going through different brands, what I think of them. As far as my favorites though, Virgo and Gem and West Coast dips are my top favorites. As far as an affordable like Amazon option, McCart Dippies is my favorite one. Oh yeah, Allie, I can imagine. It's probably a house full for you for sure. It's time to sit down and do some nails. Awesome. All right, friends, we're going to get into our second dip. Now, as far as thoughts on the Nail Boo liquids, because this is my first experience with them, I don't mind the base. Like, again, keep in mind, I have not worn these longer than an hour, so I can't speak to actual wear at this point. But as far as application goes, I don't hate the application of the base liquid. The dry time is pretty good. The brush is okay. And it does go on pretty smooth. Again, I'm using Bubbly, which is a foolproof dip powder. It is so easy to go on. But yeah, the base coat's not bad. My issue, truthfully, has been the activator because it's got that funky smell. I don't know if it's as harsh as like the Model 1s or the Azure or the Savalan liquids, but it's noticeable. And I feel like I don't love that. So yeah, it's mainly the odors that I've been like, ooh, about. I am trying Nail Boo finally. And this is what we are doing today. We're doing a little abstract. I'm hoping with the light you guys can kind of see what's going on. So we got a little shimmery background, a little abstract nail art that we're going to do with the dip powder. Yeah. Dana, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, so moving right along, we are going to do our second layer on the pointer finger. So we're going to start that brush just below the halfway point. We're going to push up to halfway, pull back, and then paint the bottom half of the nail. And again, friends, I do like to cap the edges on this dip, so I'm just going to lightly run the brush over that free edge. Oh no, Diane, yeah. I am not in love with liquids that glue shut, and Revel is famous for that. Thank you, Autumn. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Courtney. I hope you guys love it, because like I said, I'm not certain that I love the fact that I did the shimmery background on these, but, you know, it is what it is. I was like, you know what, I've already committed. We're just going to keep going with it. But I think once I see it in the sun, I might feel differently. But I do really like the abstract nail trend that's been going around, and I haven't fully leaned into it yet. So the nice thing about this technique is that you guys don't need to have gel or anything like that. You can literally just use your dip powders to create the nail art, which is nice. Especially if you're new and you don't have like a huge toolkit of things, or you don't feel like buying a whole bunch of stuff. This is a great way to do a little bit of nail art without needing more than what you already have. Oh, okay, Autumn, thank you for gas. I knew you guys would make me feel better, because every time I'm like hesitant, you guys are like, you guys always have my back, and I so appreciate that. Yeah, Courtney, so the lighting is a little weird to see, but I used Free by Rebel Nail and Ola by Rebel Nail. So they're both corals, and Free is just slightly darker than Ola. Just to give it a little two-tone look, you know? And I was honestly surprised by how easy this look was to do. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be having a day trying to do this abstract business, but it actually went on pretty well, so I'm excited to show you guys how it works. So basically, I'm going to do this half dip, I'm going to do my 3/4 dip, then I'm going to activate and buff, and then I'm going to do the abstract, and then I'm going to encapsulate and clear. Whew, I gotta shake it out. I think all that gardening, my like back is like all tight, you know? Ugh. All right. Good thing we're going to yoga later, you know? I gotta stretch everything out. All right, let's grab our toothbrush. We're going to brush off all that extra powder. Again, as far as dry time with the Nail Boo, it's pretty good, especially if you're a beginner. Seems to be a little slower dry time, which is great while you're learning, because it gives you time to work, because you're probably going to be painting on a little slower as you learn. It also gives you time to clean up the cuticle area, which is nice. All right, let's stop that shaky camera business. Sorry, friends. All right, so going in with our third dip, we're going to go 3/4 of the way up the nail. Also like to cap on this dip as well to avoid those chips. So we're going to grab our base liquid. Starting at the halfway point, we're going to go up to about the 3/4 mark, pull down, and we're going to paint that bottom 3/4 of the nail. And then very lightly just going to run that brush over the free edge to cap the edges. And then dip into the powder, tap it off. The weather has been so freaking hot. We've actually had heat warnings the last couple days, so today and yesterday spent the days kind of having a quick spring break with my husband and the dogs. Swim break, sorry, down at the lake. But yeah, it's been very sunny, so I think tomorrow we're finally getting some rain, which is nice because we really do need a lot of rain this season. Speaking of which, because I haven't asked yet, where is everyone joining us from? How is the weather where you are? I know we usually have a lot of American and Canadian friends in here, so I imagine you're all enjoying the summer months at this point. Oh no, Autumn, that's scary. I hope you're okay where you're at. Ooh, Pennsylvania is very hot this week. Very nice. Hopefully you're able to cool down, maybe get some beach weather in. Chastity, I am using Nail Boo liquids for the first time tonight, and then I am using powders by Revel Nail. Currently I'm working with Bubbly by Revel Nail, and then I'll be using Ola and Free for the abstract nail art. Autumn, yeah, you guys have the opposite problem. We're like dying for rain here. Obviously, you guys know the wildfires up in Canada have been crazy this year, so we are just doing our rain dance, hoping and hoping that more rain comes, but not flash flood, obviously. Catherine, oh my gosh, I bet it is so humid in Miami. Oh, Allie, I can imagine. I don't know how, like, I mean, it gets humid where I live, don't get me wrong, but I spent August in West Palm Beach one time, and man, your guys' humidity in the south is no joke. That is crazy. My thick Canadian blood was like, what are you doing down here? Autumn, it's been better. Last week it was pretty smoky, but it's actually, and then through the weekend it was pretty smoky too, but the last couple of days it's cleared up, which has been nice. Yeah, it's probably like, I would imagine, I'm over in Ontario, so I'm like a little bit north of you, so I imagine whatever I've been dealing with over the weekend is probably like blown south towards where you are, and yeah, it's not fun. It makes you miss the sun for sure. All right, friends, so that is our 3 dips. So what I'm going to do is brush away the excess. I'm going to activate, and then I'm going to buff. So the reason I'm buffing right now is because we're going to do the abstract nail art, and then I'm going to do a 4th and final full dip with clear. So we're still essentially going to be doing the same amount of dips. I just want to make sure that I'm working with a really smooth surface with the abstract, because you can't buff very much once you get that nail art on there. So I'd rather have everything like super smooth, just get out any lumps that might have formed while we were applying. And then that way it's gonna make everything go a whole lot easier. So, which is what we like around here. Yeah, Autumn, I can't even imagine. I mean, we had a couple like within 100 kilometers, which I don't know how many miles that is. But I'm still quite a ways. I think the worst of it closest to me is in Quebec, which is still like a ways away. I can't imagine being so close. It's, oh, anyway, my heart goes out to everybody because it's just crazy. So on this dip, I'm going to be doing 1 layer of clear at the end because I'm encapsulating. But unless I'm encapsulating some kind of nail art, I don't generally do a clear dip. But I do 4 dips total with a half dip and a 3/4 dip. So it's 2 full dips, a half dip, and a 3/4 dip. Oh my gosh, yeah, I bet, because she'd be right up there. I hope she's okay, Autumn. Oh, goodness. Okay, the activator. Now, I will say with the activator with Nail Boo, had to be pretty generous. It took a little bit to dry. It was kind of gummy, so I am going to be very generous in applying it. Yeah, so after I apply the clear, I'm going to do a very, very light buff of it just to make sure that there's no lumps at all. But because I'm buffing at this stage of the game, by the time I get to clear, there's really not going to be a whole lot to buff out. Because I'm actually going to do a second layer of the activator just to make sure that everything cures properly, because I don't... Yeah, the smell of this activator, the actual curing is not fantastic. So I don't love it. I don't love it. Ooh! Oh gosh, I just dumped a whole bunch on my desk. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. Yep, that's gone. Ugh, and it smells. Ugh, does it smell? Okay, yeah. This is not great. Hello, Debbie, you made it. This is what we are doing today. We are doing sparkly abstract nails. It's kind of hard to see with this light. You guys will have to see, obviously, a little bit better when we get to posting the replay, but oh my gosh, yeah, I know. It's all I can smell. It is, it is atrocious is what it is. But yeah, I can tell you guys right off the hop, these are not going to be on my favorites list. Debbie, just so you know, because I think we talked about it as well, I'm trying the Nail Boo finally. I don't hate the base liquid, but the smell of the activator, and I just spilt it, is nasty. It is nasty. So, not a fan. Thank you, Mama Squishy. I appreciate that. All right, friends. So like I said, we did our 3 dips. I'm going to buff everything smooth, and then we're going to do the abstract nailer. So this is going to be pretty quick because there's really not a whole lot to buff, and I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want to thin my dip out. So I'm just going to make sure that we are working with a smooth surface. By lightly buffing everything. Yeah, Debbie, I do. I was gonna say, I'm like, I swear Debbie and I have talked about Nail Boo before. Yeah, again, these, I'm trying them because it's been requested. I had them sitting here forever and I just hadn't gotten around to it. Yeah, they're not on my favorites list. That's what I will say. Yay, that's so exciting. I'm so glad. My file is a 180, so I'm using the Onyx Nail Pro reusable file. So it's got the file on the one side and then the buffer squishy end on the other. These are fantastic. Highly recommend. If you feel like ordering some cuticle oil, definitely pick up some buffers from her because these are fantastic. Oh, Debbie, I know. Sure, like, their nail files are fantastic. I do love, that is for sure. Alright. Like I said, guys, this was just going to be a quick little buff. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to get to the nail abstract. I just want to get this done. Okay, so now next thing I'm going to do is to sharpen up my sides, get the shape all good to go. Oh, looks like I got a bump at the end there. There we go. Ugh, all I can smell is that stinking activator. Oh, gosh, it's bad. It's so bad. Another removal method other than soaking. Definitely if you're going to soak, add the little bit of coconut oil, because I do find that that makes such a difference if you're not already. As far as other removal, the other thing that I would recommend would be, see, I've never really loved peel base, but it's probably because I'm so rough on my nails. So what I would recommend is applying a clear coat underneath and then getting, and then filing the color and then filling. So basically, like, put a layer of clear powder underneath of your color, and then that way when you go to remove, you can use, if you have an e-file, remove down to the clear, and then you can fill with the clear and then redip color over top. You could do that a couple times. I would recommend only doing fills like a few times, and then do a soak off, and then that'll kind of reduce the amount of times you're doing a soak off. So hopefully that would help. Yeah, try doing the filling. Karen, for buffing my nails, I actually do prefer hand filing. For my e-file, I pretty much just use my e-file for removal these days. Make sure I can see. I might have to do my up close, guys. All right. All right, let me do my up close so I can see, because you guys know I'm blind. We're good. I think we are good. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm just going to switch over to my buffer side, do a very, very quick buff, and then we are going to do the abstract. Heather, you're here. I'm so glad you remembered it's Wednesday. So I kind of switch my dip liquids usually. Virgo and Gem and West Coast dips are my favorite, and you should have pretty good luck with either of those top coats. Currently tonight I'm using Nail Boo, and this is the first time I've tried them, so I'm hesitant to recommend based on that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose it today. I just flung my top coat across my desk now after spilling the activator. Jeez Louise. Okay. All right, we are good. Okay, so now I'm gonna brush away all that powder, and we are going to do the abstract. No, Debbie, I'm using Bubbly by Revel Nail is my base, so that's the sparkly shimmer base, and then for the abstract, I'm using Free and Ola by Revel Nail, and then I'll be encapsulating in Vivian by Revel Nail. I actually didn't get any colors with Nail Boo. I think I just got their clear powder and a white dip powder in the kit, so I didn't actually get any colors. Ooh, 1 second, friends. My face timed out. I'll be back in just a moment. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's get into the abstract. So this is, again, pretty easy to do. So we're just going to take our base coat, and then I'm going to zoom out a bit so you guys can see. So I'm going to start with Free, which is my darker color. Oh, that's good to know, Debbie. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get any colors with my kit, but I did not. Okay, so guys, this is what we are doing. So you can see we're going to do the dark color, and then we're going to do the lighter color, and then we're going to encapsulate this all in clear. So we're basically just gonna take our base coat, and you wanna have like minimal liquid on the brush because we don't want it to be too chunky. So I'm gonna wipe the edges. And then starting at the corner of the nail, you guys can see, perfect. We're just gonna kind of swoop the side like so. And then I'm going to dip into my darker powder. And it's just gonna look like that. Nothing fancy. And then we're gonna continue that on each finger, and then I'm going to do the tip in the lighter color, which is Ola by Revel Now. So. Okay. Cruising right along. You guys, there's not really any real trick to this other than just making sure that you control how much liquid is on your brush so it's not too thick. There we go. It looks a little messy to get started, but it's gonna look good when we're all done. Courtney, I did the first 3 layers of bubbly. So I did the first full dip, then I did the half dip, the 3/4 dip, and then we'll finish it off with a 4th dip of the clear powder to encapsulate everything. But yeah, I wanted to do the Apex method first, and then I buffed everything to make sure it's smooth, so that way we don't run into a whole load of problems when we're doing the actual nail art. All right. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on this because the way things are going tonight, I seem to be spilling everywhere, so. Debbie, I have not even dipped into those powders yet. I've not had enough nail time as of late. It has been busy between house projects and work, so they're all just like sitting there waiting to be swatched. So I definitely need to do a swatch party, but I gotta just find a free day to do it. But I'm excited too because I did really love their liquids. I thought they were fantastic, so I'm excited to try out their colors. All right, so now that we have the darker color on, we're gonna go in with our lighter color, but first I'm gonna brush everything off with the toothbrush, just get all that extra color. Allie, I think that you're gonna have to join me for a swatch party. Autumn, yeah, you guys should have gotten one. I sent it out about 30 minutes before I went live tonight. All right, so now friends, we are taking our lighter color and we're gonna do the same process, except we're just going to paint the tip with our base. So we're gonna grab our liquid and we're just gonna run the brush over the edge and then dip into our lighter color. Like so. Ooh. Well, that's good to know, Courtney. I appreciate that. Allie, I know. I'm with you. We really should do a swatch party because as soon as you're behind, it's so much harder to catch up on everything. All right, so going in with our lighter color again, just swooping the edge. There you guys go. So you guys can see the abstract kind of coming together. Ooh. There we go. All right, so we got our lighter color on, so we're just gonna let that dry, and then once it dries, we're gonna encapsulate and clear. We're gonna do a very light buff, and then we are done. Easy peasy. Lorena, hello. It's okay that you're late. You made it. That's all that matters. All right, friends, so this is where we are at. So like I said, I'm just gonna give that a second to dry, and then we're gonna grab our clear powder, we're gonna encapsulate, do a light buff, and then finish this off. So, hello, Jessica, it's good to see you. All right, so I'm just gonna brush off all that extra powder. And now we're going to go in with our fourth and final dip. So friends, like I said, I only did the first 3 dips to build the apex, skipped it really quick just to do the abstract, and now we're going to go in with the fourth full and final dip. Gabriella, yeah, that's correct. Now, just so you guys know, I will post the replay of tonight onto the other video streaming app. If you guys want to know when that's available, go over to my TikTok profile, click the link, scroll down, and you'll see where you can put your email in. I'll send you out an email alert when this video is posted there. And then I'll also post something to my TikTok as well, just kind of going over the steps as soon as we're all done. Loretta, we have not. Are they on Amazon now and I missed this? Are you kidding me? I need to know. I agree, Debbie. I freaking love corals and teal in the summertime are my favorite. All right, friends, so we're going to go in with our fourth and final dip. Lorena, oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Debs, what? Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm so excited. No way. I don't even have them in my storefront. I had no idea. You guys are the best. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, well, I'll definitely be adding those to my storefront later if anyone wants to check that out. Subtle nudge. But that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that because they are so awesome. And it makes it easier too because I know people ask me all the time where to buy them because people automatically go to Amazon and miss going to their store or miss going to their website. So that is so great to hear. I'm so happy. Shameless plug, right, Jessica? Oh gosh, I'm terrible. All right, fourth and final dip. So we're gonna start that brush in the middle of the nail. We're gonna push back, pull forward, and brush that across the nail. No, I am genuinely happy to hear that. That is very exciting, and I'm also hoping it helps with shipping time because I know for me in Canada it takes quite a while. So I'm hoping if I can get them through Amazon, it'll make it faster, which is also why I'm very excited to hear that. Oh, I know, Debbie. I love their powder so much. Jessica, so usually I would get between 7 and 14 days, but because I do these live manicures weekly, I only wear mine for about 7 days. But 7 to 14 is usually a good estimate of how long these will last. Oh, Gabrielle, yeah. So I've tried other color blocking techniques and it's a pain in the ass. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Whoops. Okay, nobody put me in TikTok jail, please. I normally try to keep my potty mouth under control, but that one slipped out. Color blocking is usually a pain in the butt But this technique with just painting it right on, it's maybe not as accurate, but I found it to be way easier. So all right. I don't want to go to TikTok jail. I'm afraid. Yeah, Gabrielle, I tried the type method too, and I just like, oh gosh, I just could not get it to work for me. But yeah, I quite like this. This was easy, pretty fuss-free, so highly recommend. The other thing too is that if you use a slow drying liquid, you can actually take a toothpick, like if your lines are not exact, you can take a toothpick, kind of like what we're doing with the cuticles, and run it across. So you can like after, which is what I had to do on the other hand because I kind of got a little wonky. But yeah, you can take a toothpick with a slow drying and wipe it away. So that helps. We are rocking through this manicure tonight, friends. A good slow drying liquid. So obviously, I dropped it again. Obviously, I love Virgo and Gem. We've established that. The only thing with Virgo and Gem is their base liquid does dry quickly. So if you want something slower drying, I would recommend my other favorite, which is West Coast Dips. They're a little bit slower drying. Also, the McCart Dippy's base is pretty good and also a slow dryer. All right, friends, we are done dipping for this evening. Thank you for all the roses and the hi Julys. You were too sweet. I just realized this popped up on my screen at one time. Thank you very much. That is very kind. All right. Let's brush off the excess from that clear. And then we're going to activate quite a bit. And then we're just going to do a light buff. Then we're going to top coat these bad boys and call it a day. Autumn, thank you for hitting that like button. I so appreciate it. And then just like before, I'm actually going to do a second coat because I find this activator is, I don't know. I just don't trust it. I guess. I don't know. It smells weird. All right. Just coming together, friends. All right. I'm going to let that dry so that can cure, and then we're going to lightly buff, quickly go around the edges, and then finish it off. I need a new wipe. For when I wipe the excess off of my activator, because I had to use the other one when I spilled all my activator everywhere, which it still smells horrific in here. Ooh, there we go. All right, you guys hear the taps? We're good to buff. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the buffing side. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. Yeah, just give that a nice light buff. And then I'm going to go around the edges. Something funky's going on there. There we go. Okay, we're good. Feels like an ASMR session tonight, friends. ASMR nail filing. Do I have a fish tank nearby? I do not, actually. It's, oh, is it because of that light? Is that what's making, it's just, I don't know, that's some kind of like funky purple light that my husband said, this looks cool in the background. Oh, the water sound. It could be the fans? I don't know. Or it's just my, maybe I'm just so smooth with my buffing that it's sounding like rushing water. I don't know. I thought you were talking about maybe it was the light. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Autumn. All right, friends, I'm going to do my up close, make sure that we are in good shape. It's looking like we are. Okay. This middle finger is giving me a bit of grief, but that's all right. We're working through it. I think we're good, friends. I'm just being picky now. Yep. Boom. Done. All right. So now that we have done that, I'm just going to get all the dust out of here. We're going to activate. We're going to top coat. We're going to call it a day. I always notice like little random things at the end. I'm like, oh, I'm done. And then I'm like, ooh, no, wait, there's a tiny little imperfection. All right, so as far as activator goes, I'm going to apply this first. I'm going to wipe the excess away, and then we're going to go through our usual top coat. Now, as far as the top coat on the nail boo, I didn't have any issues following my usual top coat application, which was great. So despite the stinky activator, the top coat was all right. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my top coat. So guys, with the top coat, it's all about timing. So the first thing I'm gonna do is do a first layer, doing 3 very quick strokes, trying to limit the contact time that the brush has with the nail so that we don't contaminate our top coat. And then we'll go in and make it pretty afterwards. Now make sure on your second layer that you cap your edges. This is so, so important for avoiding chips. Yeah, I mean, Debbie, I'm not surprised. I did my usual method on this hand. It worked out. But yeah, I gotta go over it. Maybe I'm gonna read their instructions actually, because I'm wondering if maybe they give funky instructions. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to go in with our proper layer. So we're going to make sure that we get the entire nail. And I'm also going to make sure that I cap the edges just by running the brush very lightly over the edge. The top coat honestly has a pretty aggressive smell to it, like more so than the base, which is my current biggest issue. Now I'm curious, because Allie and Debbie, you guys have worn these. How did you find the wear on these liquids? Because I only had these on obviously for a couple hours, so I'm curious what you guys thought as far as issues with lifting, chipping with your usual process, that kind of stuff. All right, there we go. We are done, friends. Madeline, so if you're going to use a gel top coat, make sure you skip your second activator and go right into gel top coat. It's also helpful to do a base gel as well if you're having troubles with chipping or peeling. Okay, Allie. I appreciate you letting me know anyways, or being honest with me about that. I gotta, like I said, I guess we'll see. Okay, Debbie, that's fair. Yeah, no, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna post a full review, but honestly, as far as application goes, I didn't think the base coat was too bad. And the dry time was okay. My issues that I noted were the smell, because both the activator and the top coat seem to have a pretty like potent smell, which is like immediately gets you booted off the favorites list. And then the other thing is the activator took a little bit to fully cure. But yeah, so those are my main, it's honestly the odor for me, I think, was like my main, like, ugh, with these. Fair enough, Allie, fair enough. Yeah, so Madeline, make sure if you're doing a gel top coat, after you've buffed your nails, don't do another coat of activator. Go in with your gel base. Make sure you cap the edges. That's really important for avoiding any peeling. And hopefully that helps. Debbie, I believe it, because honestly, like, these are potent. Even, again, the base coat I didn't find as bad, but the top coat all of a sudden was like, oh, but the activator is disgusting. And I don't know if you were here before or after, Debbie, but I spilled the activator on my desk. So all I've smelled is this stinking activator. It's terrible. You're welcome, Madeline. I hope that helps. All right, my friends. Jenna's asking about dip flu. So dip flu is basically similar to cold symptoms where you get congestion from the odor of the liquid. So definitely something to be careful of. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated room when you're using them. Some people wear a mask if they're extra aggravated by them. And also some are worse than others as far as odor. So I know, Debbie, you recommended one of the odorless ones a few minutes ago that you found good. So that can help. Madeline, no, I do have half coverage tips on tonight. Ooh, Debbie, that sounds so painful. Oh, I'm sorry. Yuck. All right, my friends. Unfortunately, I gotta go for the evening. But just want to say thank you for everybody for joining in as usual. To everybody who comes week after week, thank you. It is so good to always see familiar faces in here. And to everybody who is a new face, it is great to meet you, and hopefully I will see you again. We do these Wednesday night dip parties every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes the summer's crazy, so sometimes, unfortunately, things get moved around. But if you want to know when I'm going live, jump over to my TikTok profile, click the link. If you scroll down, there's a place to put in your email, and I will send out an alert 30 to 60 minutes before I go live. Also, I will post this replay, and I will email that out when it is available. Other than that, what do I have coming up? I'm just trying to make sure I edit videos because life has been so crazy that I haven't had a ton of time to edit a ton of content for you guys, which is really crappy, and I'm not enjoying it. So I'm going to try to make some more time this week to get some more videos up. I will try to post my full review of the Nail Boo. I just want to wear them for a couple days and kind of get a feel for their actual wear on top of application. And then other than that, I do have some more tutorials for you guys. I know lots of people have been asking about chipping, so I'm going to do a video on that. And on that, just some nail inspo coming up. So awesome. Much love to you too, Debbie. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Courtney. I'm so glad you made it tonight. Thank you, my friends. Allie, I know you're in here still as well. Thank you for joining. Kristen, if you're still here, I hope inventory has been going well this evening. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Awesome, friends. All right, well, I will see everybody next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless something crazy happens, but I will email you. In any case, bye, my friends. Goodbye, Allie. I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you have an amazing and fun weekend, and I will see everybody next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, friends.